Hello, everybody, and welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for the Saturday Superstream Championship Watchalong, which is gradually turning into a Premier League and League One Watchalong as well. Basically, we're going to react to all that's happening in the football as it happens. And because I've only got two pairs of eyes, I need your help, and wherever you're watching or listening to or following, you can give me your input as we go. Plenty of stuff to talk about. We've had a couple of games already, which we'll get into in just a second. Make sure you say hello in the comments, but we'll get straight into the action. Quite a few in the Premier League today, more than we sort of usually get of a Saturday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3 o'clock kickoffs. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 3 o'clocks in the Championship as well, and possibly 10 in League One. So plenty to talk about. But we've had a couple of big games, big derby games, and a couple of big results so far. Namely, Derby 1, Forest 1 in the Brian Clough derby. And a really good win for Bristol City. They've won 2-1 at Cardiff in the seven-side derby in the Premier League. Manchester City 5, Arsenal 0. So Arsenal's hopeless start continues. Get your comments in on any of those. We're going to have a look at those right now. And then we'll look at all the team news and you can get your thoughts in there. So we'll talk Derby Forest first. You can see Derby 6 points from the first 5 games is a decent start for Derby, I have to say. Possibly we might get FFP news in the international break, but on the pitch they're doing enough. They're doing their bit for sure, despite the chaos off it. It was 1-1 today. Tom Lawrence giving Derby the lead on 11. And a bit of a late equaliser, 82. Brennan Johnson, congratulations to him. Obviously, we've had his dad on the channel before. And is that a first Forest goal for Brennan Johnson? Someone will let me know in the chat. Might well be a first Championship goal for Brennan Johnson. I bet he scored for them before in any other type of game. Let's have a look at the numbers. Tight. As these games always are, 13 shots apiece, 1 big chance to 0, 51-49 on the possession. Let me know if you watched it. I just went off and dropped Shaylee and Enid and Shaylee's mum off at her grandma's. So I've just kind of caught up with everything now. Derby 12th. Forest have a point now. It's probably enough to keep the wolf from the door for Chris Hughton as well, but it's still a very poor start for Nottingham Forest. 1 point from their first 4 games is certainly not sustainable form that would you would think get Hughton in any way past that next international break. Just a quick bit of housekeeping on that. International break after today, transfer window, then 3-game week, round 6, 7 and 8. Round 9 is the last week of September, including then a 3-game week, so 10 and 11. So basically, in a sort of 4-week period, you're going from round 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's going to be 6 rounds pretty quickly, including 2 3-game weeks. So by the time we do get to the international break in that weekend of October the 9th and 10th, we will have played 11 games, which is sort of quarter of the way there, aren't you, at that point? So, yeah, let me know your thoughts there on Hughton and Derby 1, Forest 1. The other game, where Cardiff could have gone top of the league, couldn't they? They didn't because they lost 2-1 at home to Bristol City. That's the second win of the season for Bristol City. Excellent result. One that in the preview show, pretty heavily expecting a Cardiff win in this one. So really good stuff from Bristol City and Andy Vyman. Another couple of goals from him. Does he have 4 goals now? That may put him joint. I know he scored 2 against Reading, didn't he? So I think Weimann might be the joint top scorer in the league as well. A Bentley own goal on 59 was Cardiff's goal. Weimann gets the winner not long after, 11 minutes after that. Again, look at that. Cardiff, 62% possession. What's going on there? That's a rarity, isn't it? 1 big chance to 0. Looks like another tight one, but Bristol City get the win. Look at that. That's what 2 wins in 3 games does for you, up to the top 10. And it was looking very, very troublesome there. But we all know that, don't we? Win a couple of games, especially 2 in 3. 6 points across those 3 games, 2 points per game. Up the table you go. Of course, they could drop, any number of places. If you look all the way down to Peterborough, could catch them today. But they'll be very, very happy, the Bristol City fans and Nigel Pearson, with that. Shall we see if we got any comments on those games? Weimann's second goal was fire. You can hear all about that on the review show Monday at 1. We will be here. I'm still sporting that Kiss jumper. Yes, I will sport this Kiss jumper until it literally falls apart, of course. Morning, Dallas, from across the pond at 6:35 a.m. Bart, first Forest goal for Johnson. 10 league goals last season for Lincoln. Yeah, playing wide for Lincoln as they got to the playoff final in League One. We're keeping an eye on young Brennan Johnson. Angus, what a performance from Han Noah Masengo. He looks like he's stepping up this season for Bristol City, doesn't he? Just about ready. A big fee on him, but is he settled in now? We think Houghton's time up we think Houghton's time is up still, despite the point. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it is. I think if they'd lost, things might be different. I know we shouldn't really be deciding it on the one game, but no, I think a defeat there would have been fairly symbolic, wouldn't it? Steve, you're kind man, you're lovely man. $8.99 on the super chat from Steve. We'll drink to that. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. We'll look at team news in just a second. Thank you again. Let's just have a quick little look at that one Premier League game that we had, which looked like a bit of a pasting for Arsenal. They've started dreadfully, haven't they? Get your comments in on that one. They lost 5-0 to Manchester City. Good. 19% possession. I've just seen 25 shots to 0, 25 shots to 1, 0 on target. Gundogan, Torres, Jesus, Rodri, and then Torres with another one at the end. So a massive chasing for Arsenal. Look at that. Top and bottom, the two teams in it. Look how good. Man City have scored 10 goals in their first 3 games, for goodness sakes. Absolutely incredible figures up there, but they may well not be top of the table in a couple of hours. Look there, West Ham, Chelsea, Liverpool, Brighton and Spurs all can overtake them with just a point. Today, Arsenal, ouch, 0 goals, 0 points, 9 against, 3 defeats. Horrible. They are, thankfully for them, tied up with Norwich and Newcastle and Burnley and Wolves. You tell me in the chat how many Premier League teams will be on 0 points at the end of the day. Thanks, Steve. A late birthday present. Thank you very much. Upper Swans. Good luck to Swansea. We'll get into the team news there. Nathan would expect a semi-pro got 19% possession. Yeah, that is an absolute pasting for poor old Arsenal. And is here. He's a happy bunny. Great win for Bristol City. Superb. 6 points in 3 games for Bristol City when they really, really needed it. Excellent start to the weekend for Anir and all you Bristol City fans. Right. So we do some team news in the Championship. Let's have a look and let's start with Fulham. They are top of the league. We'll work our way down. Big game Fulham versus Stoke, first versus third. We'll just put that one up. Alistair's in the away end at Huddersfield. Brilliant stuff. Surprised you managed to get signal in there, but tremendous effort from Alistair. Good luck to him and Reading today. Good luck to all your teams. Chris is just updating us as well. Rotherham are 2 up and Doncaster down to 10. We'll get on to League One in just a sec. Right, there are your teams in Fulham Stoke. First against third. Gazzaniga in goal. Adoy, you can still find him. I think Tete's injured, isn't he? For a while, actually. He had Rabiot and Ream, Robinson across the back. Seri and Onoma. Wilson returns after his suspension. Carvalho, there were rumours he was unfit. He's not. He plays. Bobby Reid and Mitrovic signed a new contract and on 3 goals. I just wanted to check. Let me just do it. I'll do it really quickly on the other screen. Just those championship top scorers, because I believe Andy Vyman must now be top of the pile, mustn't he? Yeah, Andy Vyman is tied up with Aidan Flint on the top of the pile there. Aidan Flint, top of the championship scoring rankings. Brilliant. Anyway, Stoke team there. Bursic, Ostigard, Suter, Wilmot, Timmon, Smith, Klukas, Allen, Vrancic, Fletcher and Brown. Stoke fans, correct me. That sounds like an unchanged team. Certainly a familiar look for them, still without Powell today. Let's have a look at West Brom, who are second. We're not going to look at West Brom at all because they don't play for another 5 hours and 16 minutes. There you go. West Brom at the Posh tonight. So chance for the teams at the top really to put pressure on West Brom. If you're a West Brom fan, you love a lovely 0-0 draw, wouldn't you, between Fulham and Stoke, and both of them to drop points. Another couple of the chases is well set up for West Brom today, actually, because you've got first against third. You've also got fourth against fifth. QPR versus Coventry. So it's going to be some teams dropping points in that top 5, isn't there? 2 teams in the top 5 guaranteed to drop points today, minimum. There's your QPR team. Dieng. That doesn't look like right. Sofa Scores having a nightmare. So it will be DeVries, Dickey and Barbe will be the back 3. Odebajo will be the right wing back. McCallum gets his first start. He'll play left wing back. Johansson and Ball will be the central midfielders. Willock, Chair and Austin up top. Massively inaccurate that from Sofa Score, unless they know something I don't. Coventry, Moore in goal. Darbo, McFadze and Hyam. Matson, Clark Salter again, swap him with Darbo. Darbo will play wing back and Clark Salter will play centre back. Hamer, Sheaf, O'Hare off, Gyökeres and Waghorn up top. Let's have a look at the chat. What are we saying? Oh dear. Napper's mum's got COVID off Napper's. We thought that might happen, sadly. Hope you are all good. And I hope you've got your vaccines and all good there. Daryl, any chance Blades pick up a win today? Tricky game. We'll talk about that one in a sec. No, Rick Astley, sadly, we're not going to be doing posh baggies. I'm pretty much limited to 1 stream a day at the moment for the next few weeks. So, yeah, apologies. I'll keep an eye across it. And obviously we'll talk about it heavily on the review show on Monday. Rick Astley. Yeah, and get well soon. Nappers. I think Nappers is over the worst, poor lad. Am I looking forward to Arsenal being in the Championship? I think plenty of Championship YouTubers would like to have Arsenal down there. I'm not sure it's going to happen, but there we go. Certainly be good for the old interaction, wouldn't it? Excited for the game against Arsenal, Toby, with his Norwich badge on there. Proper relegation scrap. Incredible. Still nobody other than centre-backs have scored in the league for Cardiff. Did Marlon Pack score for Cardiff in the league? Chris, am I going to pedant you there? I might be wrong. He's a central midfielder, isn't he? Anyway, more team news, guys. Let's have a look. We've done all the top teams so far. Cardiff we've already covered. Let's talk about Bournemouth, who visit Hull today. Hull have lost 3 on the trot, haven't they? Not good. Not good. Bournemouth look quite good, actually, don't they? And Bournemouth are better away from home than they are at home, for goodness sake. There's your Hull team. Ingram, Elder, Greaves, Bernard and Coyle. Look at that. A start for Tom Huddleston. Unbelievable. Alongside young Matthew Smith there on loan from Man City. Longman, Doherty and Lewis Potter. No Wilkes still. Tyler Smith starts up top, we think. No McGuinness there. So he's throwing some of the proverbial at the wall here, Grant McCann, and seeing what sticks. Bournemouth, interesting. They've started Oyan Neeland in goal, who hasn't had the greatest time in the Championship, has he? I'm going to pile in on the guy. Over Mark Travers there. Again, SofaScore are having fun there. Obviously, Jack Stacey will play right back for Bournemouth, not Ben Pearson. Mepham, Kelly and Zamura. In midfield, look, there he is. Jeff Lerma, the returning wanderer. He's always good fun, isn't he? Unless you're a Watford fan. Lerma, Pearson and Marcondes in midfield. And that excellent front three, not missing Danjuma yet. Obviously, anyone would miss Danjuma, but you know what I mean, because Jaden Anthony is playing very, very well. David Brooks and Dom Solanke, I think, has got 3 goals already this season. Let's do another couple of team news, and then we'll get into your comments. Everybody, keep them coming. React to what you are seeing, what I am saying. Let me know what you think. Collins in goal for Barnsley today. They play Birmingham. Civic, Hellick, Kitching, Styles, Britton, Benson, Palmer. He's never going to make it to centre midfield, Styles, is he? Adur, Freeser and Woodrow. That looks possibly unchanged as well. It looks very similar since Benson's moved into central midfield, and we've seen a lot of Civic and Kitching this season as well. It looks like Marcus Schopp has similar consistency ideas in his selection than Big Val did last season. So that can only be a good thing, you would think. Birmingham, Sarkic in goal. Roberts, Dean, Pedersen, Bella, Colin, wingbacks, Woods, Sunjic, Jukovic, Hogan, and keep your eye on Taif Chong, who's getting all the Birmingham fans excited, and plenty of us people following this league. Birmingham 8th, Barnsley 15th, excuse me. Let's talk Blackburn, who play Borough, and then we'll go to your comments. For Borough, Lumley in goal. Again, is Dale Fry really going to play left back? We'll go with that, actually. It doesn't look miles out, and I can't see how else they're going to configure it. Dykesdale, Hall, McNair and Fry. Morsey, Howson, Tavernier, Crooks, Jones. What more? Interesting. Look, we have seen Howson play wing-back before, haven't we? We've seen Tavernier play wing-back before, but let's just go with that and we'll wait and see when the heat maps come in. For Blackburn, Kaminsky in goal, Pickering, Carter, Lenny Hanayala, Travis, Rothwell, Paveda starts. Keep your eye on him. He'll be interested in the Championship on loan from Leeds United. Clarkson, another game for him on loan from Liverpool. Ben Brereton, Diaz, and Sam Gallagher up top. Let's have a look at your comments, see what's getting said in the chat. Let's start here. There we go. JC Football. Barnsley beat us twice last season, but that was Karanka. Boya is going to get the win for us today. And JC Football started a YouTube channel. There we go. Go and give him a subscribe. Plug it in there. You love to see it. What else is going on? A score prediction for Huddersfield Reading. I only do homes, away and draws. Joe Tias. The chat will get involved in that, though, I'm sure. I think we'll win again. Chong to bag up the Blues. Confident. Robert, take a draw at Barnsley. I think we'll win it. Chris is nominated himself for the sin bin. Unbelievable scenes. The return of the fake news sin bin. Back it comes. David, 3 at the back. Jones, Tavernier, maybe wingbacks. Interesting. And yeah, big Ikpezu injured. Right. Let's get back into this. Pronunciation, Ryan, pronunciation corrections are not welcome. I do not believe in the premise that everybody pronounces every word the same. I believe in difference, and we should celebrate that in language, given what a multicultural society we are, of people from many different countries, with many different players, with many different names, talking in many different languages and mother tongues. There you go. I've said that as politely as I can. Let's leave the pronunciation pedantry. That can stay at the door with the bias. Keep the bias further away. That's much worse. But yeah, let's not worry about how people are pronouncing names of words. It's a very, very slippery slope to go down. You don't want to take me down it. Huddersfield are playing Reading. There you go. Deliberately pronounced that in a fun way. Reading. There's your Huddersfield team. And we've got Alistair in the away end here. You love to see it. Nichols in goal for Huddersfield. Pearson, Lees, Coyle got the winner, didn't he, last week? Toffolo and the very highly rated Sorba Thomas, who's creating the most chances in the league at the moment per 90, isn't he? Sinani, Hogg and O'Brien, Ward and Karoma up top. Ryan, of course I forgive you, my friend. We just want to make the world a lovely place where everyone accepts the way everyone says different names and words. It's all good fun. Raphael in goal for Reading. Guidem, Morrison, Moore, Holmes. Start for him. I think McIntyre's out, isn't he? Rinamoto, Laurent. They never move. Look at that. Junior Hoylett makes a start. Swift doing bits. 2 goals, 3 assists for him already. Deli Bashiru. Is that a debut? Did he start last week? I can't remember. Certainly new to the club, isn't he? As well. Pushkas up top. Still no. Ijaria, Lucas Zhao, Maite, all injured, and Elise gone. A very different looking Reading team at the start of this season than it was for the majority of last season. We've got about 6 minutes to kick off, so I'll try and move a little bit quicker. It's always a race against the clock to get all this team news done, and then we'll get your bets on where the first goal, which stadium. We'll let you go across 3 leagues as well. So have a think about that as the crawler's going along. It is Luton versus the somewhat hapless Sheffield United at the moment. Sheffield United are actually bottom now after that Nottingham Forest game. So if Blades lose this one, they will go into the international break bottom of the league. But that may not happen. They do have to go to Luton, though, and Luton are still smarting from being beaten 5-0 by Birmingham last week. Sluga in goal, Naismith, Osho, Burke, Bell and Bree, Campbell and Panzu, Onyedinma, Cornick and Adebayo. Sheffield United, Fotheringham in goal, Basham, Egan, Davis, Norrington, Davis and Baldock, Berger, Norwood, Fleck, McBurney and Sharp up top. Let's have a look here. As a Stoke fan, I'm scared of that Fulham team. I think most clubs are scared of that Fulham team this season, aren't they? So second game for Deli Bashiru. Thoughts on Joel Pirro? Seems to be a promising striker. Well, scored, didn't he? Seems to know where the goal is. A couple of goals already in the league and in the League Cup. 3 actually in all competitions. So looking good. Sod leave the bias. Football is about. No, it's not. Come on, Vinny. You're not going to enjoy it very much here. I would suspect that 70% of opinions I hear about football are infected by inherent bias. I want to have a sensible conversation about football. If you want to have a banterous exchange full of bias, fine. But I go into most interactions with people about football, especially when they're talking about the team that support, assuming that what they say is going to be affected by bias. And sadly, that is my experience of talking to people about football. But there we go. Each to their own. We are still missing Jordan Clark. Oh, bless him, in the concussion protocols and all of that good stuff. Hopefully he's back and well very, very soon. We're seeing lots of teams come out, so I should probably hurry up. Look at the glorious The whole end there at Aston Villa. God, how many fans can you get in there? Absolutely rammed full. Right, someone just asked about Joel Pirro and Swansea. Let's talk about Swansea. It's Preston versus Swansea. Iverson in goal for Preston. Story, Bauer back with a goal last week. And Hughes. Earl and Vandenberg, the wing-backs. Ledson, Whiteman. Johnson, Maguire, and Emil Reich up top. Who was linked with Preston the other day? Connor Wickham. Be interesting, couldn't it? If he goes in there. For the Swans, Bender, Latabodier, Manning, Bennett. Manning will play in the middle of the back three. That took us by surprise on the watchalong the other day, didn't it? Bidwell and Laird, Fulton and Grimes. Still no Flynn Downs there. Cullen, Patterson, Pirro. That sounds like an unchanged team. That is the same team that played Bristol City, isn't it? Forgive me. I'm trying to remember all of those names. I think we've got to do one more. We haven't done Millwall yet, have we? Peterborough's tonight. Yeah, we've got to do Millwall, who are playing Blackpool, the Dan Ballard derby. There we go. Millwall need a win, don't they? So Blackpool, actually. I think they're both on 2 points, aren't they? Yes. Both of them rocking 0.5 points per game. I'm not sure if you can rock that, but they both want to win. And it's amazing that as soon as you do that, both of them will be at points parity, 5 points after 5 games. If there's a winner in this game. In goal for Millwall, Bialkowski, Ballard, Wallace, Cooper. Mitchell won't play wing-back, will he? Will he? I don't know. Mitchell and Malone, wing-backs? You tell me. Keefton Bell, Saville. What is going on? So hang on a minute. So Matt Smith and Aphobia starting. Someone figure out that Millwall shape for us. Maybe Wallace is playing at number 10. I don't know. There could be a 3-4-3, couldn't it? No, it's not. Wallace might be playing off a front two there. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Blackpool, Maxwell, Connolly, Keogh, Ekpitata, Garbett, Bowler, Dougal, James, Anderson, Yates, and Lavery for Blackpool. I think we have done it. There we go. Wednesday aren't playing on the ticker. I don't know what that means. Try that using different words, because Wednesday aren't playing on the ticker doesn't make much sense to me. Have I missed it off? Is that what you're saying? Then I can correct it, but hopefully we can get a better sentence than that. What are we saying here? Vinny, bias is the driving force of being a footballer. I want my team to win. That's fine. That's fine. Just if you talk to me and you talk nonsense because of your bias, I will tell you you're talking nonsense and it's because of your bias. It's fine. All I'm saying is on my channel here, I ask people to leave their bias at the door because I believe you can have a more sensible conversation if you do leave it at the door. So, yes, there we go. Each to their own, of course, though, Vinny. 10 to go. Rotherham 2-0 with 10 men. Yes, Rotherham are 2 up against Doncaster. Michael Smith with both goals. We are coming up. I think we've got about 1 minute to go. So, first goal. Which stadium? Which stadium is the first goal going to be at? Do let me know. Who is Sheffield Wednesday playing if I missed them off the ticker? Is it Morecambe? Let's put that on there. Thank you for letting me know. It's an absolute nightmare, these tickers. It says Morecambe 0, Stanley 0. There you go. It should say Wednesday. There we go. Okay, that should satiate the Wednesday fans. Mikael Miller, red carded. Oh, I thought Doncaster were down to 10 men in that. Rotherham were down to 10. Right, we're about to kick off. Where is the first goal going to be? Name that stadium. Name that stadium. Where is the first goal going to be? Bournemouth. Dickey to score a screamer again today. That's every week, isn't it? St James Park. First goal. I assume we mean Newcastle. We don't cover Exeter. Do we? The Posh. You'll do well, the Blades way. It's not till 8 o'clock there, is it? Seller says, Kieran. Welcome along, Cods Vlogs. Hope you are okay. Recovering from COVID. QPR, Cambridge, Hillsborough, Kenny, Villa, Deepdale, Bournemouth, Morecambe. Now that we've finally got the right team playing them. There we go. Villa Park. Troy Deeney into better. That's quite a strong rumour now. don't be surprised if that happens, Deeney into Birmingham, from the information I have. Western Homes, Etihad, well, yeah, nice one. Villa, Luton, Kenny, DW, Loftus Road. Make sure I'll put them all up. There we go. Make sure you remember who you predicted. And we are about to get into this. It is 3:01. It is the Saturday Superstream. We got a goal at Salford, but it's not in any of our games that we're covering today. So Salford 1, Newport 0 within 1 minute. But hey, we don't go down that far. That'd be way too many games to do. Let me just quickly read out, my apologies, as Shaylee's just Snapchatted me, a plate of food. Yeah, awesome. Let me just read out what's happening in League One. Rotherham 2, Doncaster 0. Last night we had Burton 1, Cheltenham 1. It's also Cambridge v Bolton, Charlton v Crewe, Ipswich v Wimbledon, MK v Stanley, Morecambe v Wednesday, Oxford versus Lincoln, Plymouth versus Fleetwood, Shrewsbury versus Gillingham, Sunderland versus Wickham, Wigan versus Pompey. We've gone 2 minutes and we haven't got a goal. What's going on? There's always a first-minute goal. That'll give me time to have a drink, won't it? Tyreek Wright is the goal scorer for Salford, who lead against Newport. That is our only goal thus far. Just so you know how everything stands, let's just look at league tables before we go in any further. There are your live league tables. Obviously, points have been added on in all the games that have kicked off to every team, being there's been no goals. That's the way things are standing so far. Somebody is at my door trying to deliver a parcel. Good luck with that. Nobody is going to answer. So it could be, it's that big game at the top, Fulham versus Stoke. That could well give us the leader if there's a winner in that game. Remember, West Brom don't play until later today, 8 p.m. So eyes on Fulham versus Stoke for the time being. Bournemouth could slip through, couldn't they, onto 11 points as well. If that game does end in a draw, they are then in the conversation. Another goal lower down, Scunthorpe 1, Tranmere 0. Scunthorpe have the lead. Paul Hurst did manage Scunthorpe, didn't I? think he manages Grimsby now. Baldock headed over the bar, so close from Baldock. Just want one of those to go in, don't they, Sheffield United? What do I think about Danny Drinkwater going to wedding? Getting married? Reading. Wages like Baba Rahman, Raman. You get that from Wagamama, don't you? Would have to be mainly paid by Chelsea, but hopefully we could pull it. It's been a bit of a relationship between Reading and Chelsea over the years. John Swift went that way, didn't he? Didn't Michael Hector go from Chelsea to Reading? Is that right? I hope my poor old dogs downstairs are barking away and there's no one there. Walsall 1, Stevenage 0. This has got to be a world record here. Walsall 1, Stevenage 0. 5 minutes now with no goals in the Prem, in the Championship, or in League One. You know what that means? That means the glut is coming at some point. We're probably quite close to the end on Rotherham Doncaster. Let's go ahead and have a look and see how far we're out there. Looks like Rotherham, I think they're on 6 points, weren't they? They're 2-0 up, Rotherham, and it says we're past 90 minutes. There we go. So Rotherham going to be moving up to 8th in the table already. 2 defeats for them this season. But, hey, 9 points from the first 5. I think you'll take that. Won't you? Right. I think we finally have our goal. because lots of people are telling me Fulham have scored. It's Fulham 1, Stoke 0. Harry Wilson is back and he has scored. Fulham 1, Stoke 0. Who had Craven Cottage then? Who had it, hey? Fulham, how boring. They are bossing it in the Championship. Harry Wilson, who must have made 2.5 starts now for Fulham, and he scored 2 goals. Already, Fulham 1, Stoke 0 in that, quote, big game at the top of the table. And, wow, in the Premier League, in a dearly departed derby, Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1. Woof, you've got to be careful with these Premier League ones because they get checked for 5 minutes for VAR. But we think Brentford have the lead against Villa. And I think I've just seen Barnsley 1, Birmingham 0 as well. I think things are now starting to kick off, guys, on the Superstream. It is indeed Barnsley 1, Birmingham 0. So we think Villa are behind at home to Brentford, who are undefeated and haven't conceded a goal yet. Brentford, they're having a superb start in the Premier League. Certainly, if this continues today, dearly departed Derby, Dean Smith Derby, Esri Konza Derby, all sorts of players and movement between those two clubs. Villa 0, Brentford 1. Ivan Toney, go on, son. Can he score goals in the Prem? Of course, 30 plus, 31 in the Championship last season for Ivan Toney. And that is the first one in the Premier League. Barnsley have taken the lead as well. Callum Styles has scored. I think it's first of the season for him. Norwich 0. Leicester 1 has just flashed up on my screen as well. Here comes the glut. It always happens. So Styles has scored for Barnsley. Wilson has scored for Fulham. And a couple in the Premier League. Ivan Toney has scored for Brentford. And who else? Jamie Vardy has scored for Leicester. The great Jamie Vardy, I think we probably call him by now after what he's done since arriving in the Premier League. So, well, one dearly departed side losing in the Premier League in Norwich, but another one winning in Brentford. But, of course, they're playing a dearly departed side. So we got 2 losing and 1 winning in the Championship. Yeah. Quite in League One, isn't it? So far in the Championship. Barnsley 1, Birmingham 0, Fulham 1, Stoke 0. Little glut of goals there. We'll go to the comments. Let's just see. It's going to look good for Fulham, isn't it? For sure. Let's just have a look at that live league table. And you can see Fulham will be moving on to 13 points as things stand. 4 wins and a draw from the first 5. Harry Wilson in amongst the goals. Mitrovic in amongst the goals. Signing a new contract. All looking very good for Fulham. Rotherham 2, Doncaster 0. That is a full time in the League One early kickoff there. That kicked off at 1 p.m. and it was Rotherham 2, Doncaster 0. Michael Smith with both of the goals, and hopefully we can have a look at your comments now. Forest Green 0, Port Vale 2. Easy goal for Vardy. Norwich giving him too much space. Do not give Jamie Vardy too much space. In Robbins, we trust. So you should. Done a great job. Hasn't he? Rotherham win. Absolutely. All games in League One to be 0-0. You get a good price on that one. Go to our friends at Betfair and they will sort you out there, Anir. Vardy, my captain in the Premier League. Fill your boots. I was right about the goal glut. We have done this before. Villa's money means nothing without Grealish. Yeah, they're still post Grealish very, very much so. Aren't they? Goodness me. So some scores for you so far. Earlier on today, Cardiff 1, Bristol City 2. Derby 1, Forest 1 in the Brian Clough derby. Barnsley lead against Birmingham 1-0. Callum Stiles. Harry Wilson has given Fulham the lead against Stoke. In the Premier League, Manchester City 5, Arsenal 0 earlier on today. 19% possession and no shots on target for Arsenal in the bottom of the league. Well, let's see what Norwich do today. Villa 0, Brentford 1. Ivan Toney, great to see him scoring in the Premier League. We always get, we're Championship fans here, a lot of us here, aren't we? And we always get that patronised, no, they'll never score in the Premier League. So great to see that. Norwich 0, Leicester 1. Jamie Vardy. My God, we've actually got a goal in League One. Oxford 1, Lincoln 0. And am I right in saying Oxford 2 years running in the playoffs, Lincoln just the 1. James Henry has scored the goal. Oxford 1, Lincoln 0. Our first goal down there in League One. I think Oxford have started the season quite well, haven't they? I suspect if we go to the live league table, we may see them around that top 6. Here comes the glut. Shrewsbury 0, Gillingham 1. Tucker has scored. And Aston Villa have just equalised as well. Brentford's lead did not last long. And I believe that is the first goal of the season that Brentford have conceded. And it's the Championship Player of the Year last year, Emi Buendia. Look at that. Buendia and Toney in the Premier League. Championship, possibly the 2 best players in the Championship last season. The top scorer and the Player of the Year, both on the score sheet. So well done, Emi Buendia. Can he do it at Premier League level? Of course he can, for goodness sake. He's a great player, isn't he? Aston Villa 1, Brentford 1. First goal conceded of the season for Brentford. And it was in League One. Shrewsbury 0, Gillingham 1. Steve Evans has been having all kinds of hissy fits this week. But his team have got the lead. Shrewsbury 0, Gillingham 1 in League One. Let's go to your comments and we'll see if we can get a second's rest here as the goals start flying in. What are we saying here? My former posh boy, Tony, he's doing fantastically, hasn't he? A credit to all the clubs he's been at, to be frank, Tony. I'm sure Newcastle would have him back as well. Where did he go? Scunthorpe on loan as well. Goodness me. Right, Chris, Millwall started badly. Back pass by Cooper. Great save by Bart. Playing 3 up front with a Phobie on the left. That sounds a bit odd, Chris. I thought it would be Wallace off of Fabian Smith, but I will bow to your superior knowledge. Now, that is very bad news for Blackpool. Blades Way is right. Callum Connolly, do I have a red pen, has got a red card for Blackpool. Callum Connolly is off for Blackpool. And remember, they're playing Millwall today in a game, really, that both sides need a win from. And you would now make Millwall very, very heavy favourites to win that game. Blackpool down to 10 on 14 minutes. Bianca Westwood is there at the Den, telling you all about it on Sky. 14th minute, red card for Callum Connolly. Bad news. Did Tony play for Arsenal? He might have been there as a youngster. Oh, interesting one in League One. In fact, we got 2 goals come through very quickly there. Wickham are losing. Sunderland 1, Wickham 0. And I believe Cambridge also took the lead straight after. So it could be first defeat of the season for Wickham. They have started very, very well, Wickham, and they are behind those. Sunderland 1, Wickham 0, and Cambridge lead against Bolton. We always have fun with Bolton. A couple of 3-3 draws for them so far this season. Tracy is the goal scorer for Cambridge. We just wait on the Sunderland goal scorer. Ross Stewart, hey? He's filling in the void. Is that fair to say? Left by Charlie White. We'll see what difference there is in the goal tallies by the end of the season. But Stewart has started the season well. And we got a championship goal as well. Cambridge, sorry, Tracy was the goal scorer. Middlesbrough 0, Blackburn 1. Blackburn are one that's mugging me off a little bit this season. I didn't expect them to be as good as they've been, Blackburn. Anyone in the same boat as me getting mugged off by Blackburn? They're leading against Borough. Let's try and get everything updated up on the ticker as we wait and see who has scored for a Blackburn. Sam Gallagher is the goal scorer for Blackburn Rovers. They lead about 16 minutes in. Blackburn have the lead. Gallagher is the goal scorer. So in the championship, Barnsley, Fulham and Blackburn all have the lead. Barnsley 1, Birmingham 0, Fulham 1, Stoke 0, Borough 0, Blackburn 1. In League 1, Cambridge, Oxford, Gillingham, Sunderland all lead. Cambridge, Oxford, Gillingham and Sunderland all leading in League 1. Have I got them all updated? By God, I think I have. Someone read the crawler along the bottom and let me know if I've missed any goals. Feels like about 50 flew in there. Sam Gallagher, rubbish, Borough. No Tony connection with Arsenal. There we go. Thank you. But what are we saying here? Connolly has got Rowett off the hook, says Chris. Looks like Millwall going to be winning that game. If they don't, Chris is going to be really furious with Gary Rowett because they're going to play against 10 for about 75 minutes in this one. Oxford starting much better this season, says Paul. Yes, agree with that. They've come slowly. Did anywhere have a minute's silence for Sam Ogie? You'll have to forgive me, Noel. I'm not familiar with this story, although it sounds like a sad story. Fill me in there. Apologies, I'm not familiar with what may or may not be going on there. Ash, Royals have started well at Huddersfield. 2 shots more possession. Hopefully, a good sign. It normally is. Blades Way, Sheffield United having a few shots, but off a goal. Peanuts is very happy with Scunthorpe down there in League 2. Scunthorpe are winning, but we don't have our eyes on that. What we should have our eyes on is the live league table because we've got a few teams winning now. Fulham are going to be stretching out to 13 points. Look at Blackburn. If Blackburn can win that game, they will be on 10 points from the first 5, 2 points per game. We've got another goal for Sunderland. Sunderland 2, Wycombe 0. So you wouldn't be surprised now to see Wycombe getting their first defeat of the season. They are 2-0 down, Wycombe. Embleton has scored for Sunderland. Stewart and Embleton are the goal scorers. And I think I just saw a championship goal flashing up there. It's telling me Preston 0, Swansea 1. Swansea getting their first Russ Martin win at Bristol City last week. They are in the lead again. Preston 0, Swansea 1. Let me know if you've got the scorer for that one. Joel Pirro. Someone was asking about him. He knows where the goal is, doesn't he? So that must be 4 goals for Pirro in all competitions this season. It's a very viable start by the Dutchman up top for Swansea. The goals are going in for Joel Pirro. Preston 0, Swansea 1. Keep an eye on the crawler. Should have everything caught up. Sunderland softening Wycombe up ahead of next week. I wonder who might be playing them, Kokomoa. Probably get cancelled for international call-ups. We thought it might. There we go. BBC saying Norwich have lost 40 of 41 in which they concede the first goal. That's not good. Preston have equalised. Well, that was quick, wasn't it? A short-lived lead for Swansea there. Joel Pirro had given them the lead on 19. I suspect this equalising goal has gone in on 20. We're hearing about an equaliser for Preston straight away. And Sepp Vandenberg, the right wing-back, is the goal scorer for Preston after Pirro had given Swans the lead. Also, Plymouth and Hardy again. Didn't he score 2 last week, Ryan Hardy? He's going to be climbing those scoring charts. Plymouth 1, Fleetwood 0. Our good friend Nappers, who does League One, would have travelled all the way down there today if he hadn't had COVID. And he'd have been pretty annoyed after 22 minutes to see his side going behind. Vandenberg smashing it, says Dan. Scored against Morecambe in the Cup as well. Reese, our lead lasted very long. What are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? 19th minute, Swansea take the lead. 20th minute, Preston equalise. Not good. Sammy Oji, ex-Arsenal and Birmingham player. Oh, that's very, very sad. He's 35. Oh, Christ. Yeah, very sad. I don't know if anyone's done minute silences for him today, Noel, but that sounds like a very sad story. And, of course, we react with our condolences in the proper manner. Right. What's going on so far? Premier League. It is Villa 1, Brentford 1, Buendia and Tony. Championship special, that one. Last season's top scorer and last season's player of the year. Norwich 0, Leicester 1, Vardy. In the championship, I've just seen Oxford have gone 2-0 up. Oxford 2 up. We'll have a look at the League One table in a minute, actually. In the championship, in the 3 PMs, it's Barnsley 1, Birmingham 0, Styles. Fulham 1, Stoke 0, Wilson. Borough 0, Blackburn 1, Gallagher. Millwall Blackpool is 0-0, but Blackpool had Connolly red carded on 14. Preston 1, Swansea 1, Vandenberg and Pirro. And we need to... Oh, James Henry. Are we going to get a hat-trick? James Henry has scored twice. Is it central midfielder, James Henry, as well? What a day he's having. Oxford 2, Lincoln 0. Looks like Oxford are going to get the victory today. They are going to throw away a 2-0 lead if they don't. James Henry with 2 goals already for Oxford. Let's have a look at the live league table. Easy for me to say. In League One. See how things are looking. Fairly quiet on the goal front in League One. So it probably has been a bit of a jump for Oxford. And look at that. Look at the top. Sunderland are heading for their 4th win after they're 2-0 up against Wycombe as well. And Wycombe is a tough opponent in League One. I think they started the day in 2nd, possibly. Forgive me if I'm wrong about that. Who else is leading? Oxford are 2 up. We've got Plymouth up there in 5th. They're leading against Fleetwood, aren't they? I say it's quiet. No, there's a fair few goals. Cambridge up in 10th. Cambridge 10th, Ipswich 19th. What are you going to do? Gillingham are also leading. Gillingham are away from home, aren't they? Gillingham are leading at Shrewsbury. So business starting to pick up down there in League One. Let's go to some comments. Who said Bristol City will be bullied today? Come on, put your hands up. I did. Come on, be honest. I thought Cardiff would win that. Great result for Bristol City. Iain agrees. It's a great result for Rotherham today. Iain, are you back already? Rotherham 2, Donny 0 in League One. Steve, well, at least we scored first. Well, there you go. Thanks, mate. We needed it. A 3rd win of the season for Rotherham. They're all done. Business out the way before all the 3 p.m. kickoffs are finished. 2-0 win for Rotherham today. Michael Smith with 2 goals. I'm sure The old fax machine will be going as it pertains to Michael Smith on deadline day. Coming up to deadline day. Someone tell me, when is deadline day? Is it late Monday night or is it late Tuesday night? Someone tell me in the chat. Don't guess, though, because we'll get about 8 different answers. The Huddersfield leading. They're not, are they? Huddersfield are playing Reading. No, it's been disallowed, guys. So the Bet365 app is telling me. Huddersfield have won 2 on the trot, actually. That would be very impressive if they could get a third, but goal disallowed for Huddersfield. As the chat is telling me, let me know how your game is going if you are listening or watching by whatever means you are choosing to. That's up to you. Let me know how things are going. As ever, I ask a question and get 2 different answers. Can anyone confirm factually when does the transfer window close? What time? What time? We'll go with that one. 11 p.m. Tuesday. There we go. Only Cardiff can get a point against Posh, but lose to Bristol City. A little bit inconsistent, but hey, could have easily lost to the Posh, couldn't they, as well? 2 late goals there. Well, one very, very late goal. Aidan Flint, who is no longer out on his own as championship top scorer. Andy Vyman has caught him up today. He is on 4 goals now as well. Benjamin, going awful, down to 10 men and playing boring football. I take it you're a Blackpool fan then? I think they're our only team we're covering down to 10 so far. Mark, on the way back from Cardiff, a great performance and atmosphere. Bristol City are back. 2 wins in 3 for Nigel Pearson and Bristol City. They are very much back over the last 3 games and nice jump up the table for City. Millwall, plenty of the ball, but can't break down. 10 natives getting restless. They could do with scoring in the first half. Millwall, I've been there, Chris, as of you, when the natives get restless, and they get restless, don't they? Just want the window to close, says QPR forever. Todd Kane will be off to our opponents today. Todd Kane off to Coventry, is he? Interesting. Tom, could we possibly see Warnock sacked before Christmas? Nah, that won't happen, will it? But yeah, not the start, not the right start. What else was I going to read there? There was a really nice comment there. There we go, Michael. Been watching a few months. Appreciate all the coverage. Congrats on baby and all the best to the rest of the EFL family. Keep right on. Well done, Michael. Very, very kind. What's the opposite of a glut? Because we're having a little calm 5 minutes here, aren't we? Nathan, are there separate deadline day times for foreign? I don't know. And if I ask, we'll get 5 different answers. But does anybody know? Smash the like button and subscribe, guys. Do it. Do it. Please do it. Actually, I can do a plug or 2. Yeah, hit that like button, whichever platform you're watching on, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Subscribe is the important one. 19,100 subscribers. We want to get to 20,000, and we are so close. Now, 900 subscribers away from 20,000, which would look really beautiful. And I'm sure Shaylee will make me a new thing for the frame there, because the last one says 15,000, and we might be closing in on 20,000. And of course, like Steve did earlier, you can contribute financially if you want to support the channel via super stickers and super chat. Just hit the little dollar button where you type in your comments. Remember, your comments, though, are just as valuable. We want your insight here. Where have you been, Zigzag? Sprog most definitely born. 2 weeks old now. Oh, good. Drought, avalanche, death, slug, famine, dearth. This is good. You guys are like scarcity. You guys are like a thesaurus here. Excellent. Chris, my prediction was Gibson won't sack his friend, but Warnock will resign, having lost interest, like he did at Cardiff. He doesn't want to go out like that, does he, Chris? That'd be a shame, wouldn't it? He wants to go out gloriously, Warnock. Baron Spell. Nice. Ryan, great to see someone focused on covering the Football League. Can't watch Final Score anymore. 2 Premier League centric subbed, by the way. Well, we do have a look at the Premier League, Ryan, but we look at it through the prism of a congratulatory fashion of our teams that have got promoted out and giving it a good go. A paucity. I like all of these. A paucity. Very, very nice. Lacking. I'll probably not even be able to come up with a decent word. By the way, no goals are going in, although there's plenty. So Iain Henderson. How old is Iain Henderson? Seems like he's been around for about 2 decades, hasn't he? Salford 3, Newport 0, by the way. Iain Henderson. No goals in any of our games for at least 5 or 6 minutes. Possibly even more, which is a rarity, isn't it? Nearing 40, surely. Someone look him up. Iain Henderson of Salford. He played for Norwich back in the day, Iain Henderson. Someone in the chat, go on, get on his Wikipedia. We need to know. By the way, the Doncaster YouTuber, nice lad. Daniel interviewed the great James Coppinger, who always gets brought up in the chat on his channel. So go and check that out. Jack says Stoke beginning to push here. They're a goal down, aren't they, Stoke, at Fulham. Fleetwood losing again. Not good. Not good at all. 36. There we go. Are we going with sparsity? A few people said that, didn't they? Newport have now conceded 11 in a match and 30 minutes. Oh, they lose 8-0? Honestly, I checked out in the League Cup in midweek, I have to say. But I've been busy. What are you going to do, hey? End season now, points per game. Henderson had a lone spell with us back in the day. Sensational. Hindu. The Hendo Times. Came through the Norwich Academy. QPR hit the bar. Woof. Mark Ellis red carded for Barrow. I used to go to school with a guy called Mark Ellis. It's not him. I think he was a car mechanic or something in the end. There we go. As we await some goals. There's been so few goals in the last 5 or 6 minutes that you guys have given me about 50 words for a lack of goals. And the dearth, as opposed to a glut, is over. Because as Noel says, Birmingham have equalised. Barnsley 1, Birmingham 1. Barnsley 1, Birmingham 1. As we await the goal scorer. Birmingham scored 5 last week. Scott Hogan scored twice. Who's got that one then, guys? Jukiewicz, says Noel. He's all over it, isn't he? And go on, Fleetwood. Plymouth 1, Fleetwood 1. The Cods have equalised. Yeah, Lucas Jukiewicz has scored for Blues. It is Barnsley 1, Birmingham 1. I'm not even going to look it up. I'm just going to say it was a back post header. Someone let me know. Probably was, wasn't it? Was it not? Someone described the Jukiewicz goal for me. I'm going to go for a back post header, even though I have no idea. Where was that other goal? Wasn't there just a goal in League One? Yeah, Plymouth 1, Fleetwood 1. An equaliser for Fleetwood down in the southwest. Scored by, I don't know yet. Someone will tell me. Decent strike, poacher's finish. I don't believe you, Noel. It's a back post header, surely. Surely. Should Drinkwater come in? Does he replace... No, don't replace Rinamoto or Laurent with some ageing, no doubt very good Premier League player. I would think he'd be loaned in. That wouldn't be able to afford to have him full time, would they? I wouldn't have thought. Callum Camps is the goal scorer for Fleetwood. Plymouth 1, Fleetwood 1. What are we saying here? Bicycle kick from the halfway line. Stop it. No head involved. Don't believe you. I do believe you, of course. Borough have equalised. Middlesbrough 1. Blackburn 1 on 36. An equaliser for Neil Warnock and Borough. Blackburn had led in that game through a Sam Gallagher goal. They lead no longer. And our goal drought, paucity, scarcity, whatever, dearth, is over. The goals are flowing again. And we have an equaliser for Borough. Borough 1, Blackburn 1. And Charlton have the lead. Charlton have had a rubbish start to the season. I think even worse than Ipswich, for goodness sake. Johnny Howson, what a career he's had, hey? Excellent pro Johnny Howson is the goal scorer. Charlton 1, Crew 0. Jayasimi has scored for Charlton. Will that be a bit of a rocket ship to their season? I think Crew are they right down at the bottom of the table? They basically sold all of their better players, haven't they, Crew? Although they've been doing that for about the last 30 years and doing a fine job of it. Yeah, Crew 0 wins. So as it stands, Shrewsbury, Doncaster, Crew, Ipswich, the only teams in League One with 0 wins. They can, of course, alter that during the day. Charlton 1, Crew 0. Charlton, as it stands, would only be bumping up to 19th place. That is a summary of the awful start they've had with 3 defeats in the first 4. But some good news for Charlton today. Proper player, Howson. Yeah, he's been a great player, hasn't he? Tom, albeit a Premier League player, Rahman is an odd signing for us. Hasn't played a full season since 2014, and that was 30 games. What position does he play, Rahman? I was seeing that all go through yesterday. Dale, love your channel. Keep up the good work. I've got the Brentford game on here. Nice. Henry missed a glorious chance. Put the bees ahead. Good end-to-end game. Keep us posted on that, Dale, if you are lucky enough to be able to watch. Chris, seen the Leicester goal. Diabolical. Describe it to us in the chat, Chris. Diabolical defending at any level. Well, you can't do that with Jamie Vardy around, who's been such a great striker in the Premier League. Rahman, a left back. Thank you, guys. Howson, a Rolls Royce of a player. Excellent player he has been over the years. Hartlepool 1, Carlisle 1, Zach Clough. Dagenham have scored. Josh Walker, Torquay have scored. Danny Wright. None of those in Premier League, Championship or League One games. Oh, hello. What's happening to West Ham? West Ham are turning into the second coming of the Hungarian team of the 1950s. They are winning again. Pablo Fornals has scored. West Ham have won all their games, right? Haven't they? West Ham 1, Palace 0. That's not going well, is it? Under Patrick Vieira, who I loved as a player. But then again, I love Roy Keane as a player. Not as a manager, though. Let's hope Vieira has a better managerial career than Keno. Both incredible players, but yeah, it doesn't always follow on, does it? So West Ham 1, Palace 0 in the Premier League. Let's get that updated. And does that put West Ham above Manchester City? Shall we have a look? Let's go to the live league table. We'll look in the Premier League and you will see. Look at that, 3 for 3 for West Ham as things stand. They will be above the Giants of Manchester City and one of Chelsea or Liverpool, but Chelsea and Liverpool play later on. Brighton 0, Everton 1 in the Premier League as well has just occurred. Brighton 0, Everton 1. So that 7 points we were projecting for Brighton. Drop that down They're only going to have 6 as things stand. Everton have scored against Brighton. And in the Championship, Huddersfield 1, Reading 0. We had a Huddersfield goal disallowed earlier. Remember, this would be a 3rd straight win for Huddersfield, who, they're in the Blackburn bracket for me. They're going to be mugging me off. I had Huddersfield down near the bottom of the table. They're not going to be anywhere near it after 3 consecutive wins. It was Damari Gray scored for Everton. He scored at Leeds last week with a angled shot. One of those ones that went through the defender's legs, didn't it? We're waiting on the Huddersfield goal. No, we're not. Lewis O'Brien. Speaking of Leeds, I think Leeds had bidded. Bidded? Is that a word? It's not, is it? Leeds had bid for Lewis O'Brien and been knocked back, I believe. I'm sure there'll be more on that story as we come up closer to the deadline day and the window closing. So Huddersfield lead 1-0 and Charlton now lead 2-0. Small mercies for Charlton. It's going to be a first win of the season. But they're looking good for it now. Charlton 2, Crew 0 in League 1. Go to your comments in just a second as we await and see who has scored the second goal for Charlton, who are looking good. Jaden Stockley, we had him in the Championship at Preston. Is he on loan or did he go there full time? I don't recall. I think he's there full time now, Stockley, isn't he? When did he play? Did he play in the Southwest? Was he play for Exeter? I think Stockley. I can't remember. Lots of guessing from me. I think Stockley was at Exeter, and he was definitely at Preston. Penalty for Norwich. Interesting. Has it been given? Pending penalty at Norwich. Big chance for Norwich to get. Would it be their first goal of the season? And you would assume Teemu Pukki will take it. So huge chance for Norwich to get on level terms with Leicester. We'll keep an eye on that. And I think the goal has gone in. I'm assuming Teemu Pukki has scored for Norwich. And the dearly departed, they're both drawing, aren't they? They're undefeated today. Villa 1, Brentford 1, and Norwich have an equaliser against Leicester. And good news as well with get your striker off the mark, hey? A goal for Teemu Pukki from the spot to cancel out Jamie Vardy's opener. Well done, Norwich. Norwich 1, Leicester 1. Teemu Pukki from the penalty spot. Let's have a look at your comments. I'll scroll up a little bit here. Anyone know what's happening at Norwich? Betting suspended. Yeah, penalty. Will Vieira last as long as De Boer? Surely it'll last longer, but looks worrying, doesn't it? Start with zonal marking. Please, Pauno. Yeah. Did the Huddersfield goal come from a set play? Much longer, says Prim, who's a Palace fan. The board back him with money. Any other comments here in the chat? Poor challenge by Soyuncu. I assume that was for the penalty in the Norwich game. Dan. Need Burnley and Wolves to score, so Arsenal stay bottom. Well, there you go. MK 1, Accrington Stanley 0. Mo Isa. Is that a second or a third of the season for Isa? He always gets goals in League One, doesn't he? He was at Peterborough last season. Didn't end up needing him, did they, when they had Smodic and Clark Harris and Dembele up top. But MK Dons 1, Accrington Stanley 0. And we are closing in now, guys, on half time. 3:46 says the clock on Soccer Saturday here. So let me know when your game goes half time, and we can see what the lay of the land is at half time. In this one, Lewis, Damari Gray is a great bargain. Where was he before Everton then? I don't remember. I remember seeing him play for Birmingham, actually, against Ipswich years ago. Probably 2016, 17. Went to Leicester, didn't he? Is that right? There we go. Dale, accumulator tips. Fulham have won every single first half, every single game. Well, there you go. I might do that in my Betfair column. Dale, thanks for that one. Blade still can't score, despite having 20 strikers. Darryl, no. 0-0. Was he at Leverkusen? Wow. Interesting. Yeah. I've only seen him play for Birmingham, so there you go. Speaking of Palace, can't wait to see Elise. What a great player is he. SA recovering well from injury here. They picked up some good ones, haven't they? And a comeback completed in the first half here. Preston 2, Swansea 1. Swansea took the lead on 19 minutes via Joel Pirro. Sepp Vandenberg equalised. And now Preston have gone 2-1 up at half time. And Preston beat Peterborough last week, didn't they? So potential for a back-to-back, and he needed it, didn't he, Frankie McAvoy? Potential for a back-to-back wins for Preston, and a nice 6 points before going into the international break. We are waiting on the goal scorer. Emil Rees is the goal scorer for Preston. That must be a first for the season. Oh, no, didn't he score against Hull? Might be the second of the season. Brandon. Ben, I can't believe Bristol City won against Cardiff City. I'm surprised too. I'd never say I can't believe it in the Championship. But, yep, surprise. I predicted that one to go the other way. Great result for Bristol City earlier this season. Can Rees get a 20-goal season? I wouldn't have thought so, Dan. And I think Preston might still be trying to bring somebody in. But good start. If he's off the mark on 2 from the first 5 games. So what would you have to do? Times that by 5. You'd have 10 in 25. You'd need 50 games at that rate to get to 20. But hey, it might speed up a little bit. Ammett, delighted to only be 1 down as a Stoke fan. As good as Fulham clearly are, we've been atrocious. So shaky. Sometimes it's gutting when you let someone go. We had Stirling in our youth team before he went to Liverpool. Don't. I'm sure every club can give you a player that kind of slipped the net and then did really, really well after. Ref blew the whistle when Blackpool had a corner. Who was that referee in the World Cup in the 70s who blew the whistle when the ball was in the air and then he got headed into the net? That wasn't clever, was it? Miller's boss Warren said in his post-match presser he's turning his phone off to stop the Smith bids. Is he trying to drive them up there, Iain? Because they're going to keep coming, and he's banged in 2 goals the weekend before the deadline day. So probably the best thing for Smith and his agent, but maybe the worst thing for Rotherham fans that don't want their big number 9 to leave. Clive Thomas, there you go. Oh, God, Clive Thomas. Was he the guy that gave that goal against Ipswich that hit the side netting, bounced back out off the stanchion against Chelsea? Any of you 70s football connoisseurs, let me know on that one. Clive Thomas. Not very popular with Ipswich fans is all I know. Not like football fans to hold a grudge, is it? Right. Let's have a look at the half times. I think most of them are in now. Let's do Premier League first. Earlier on, Man City 5, Arsenal 0. Dearly departed Derby, Villa 1, Brentford 1. Buendia and Tony. It's Brighton 0, Everton 1, Gray. Newcastle 0, Southampton 0. Long old journey for those Southampton fans, isn't it? God. Norwich 1, Leicester 1, Pookie and Vardy. West Ham 1. They're top of the league, West Ham. As things stand, Palace 0, 4 nulls. We'll do the live league tables in just a jiffy. In the Championship, in the 12:30 kickoffs, Cardiff 1, Bristol City 2. Vyman with both for Bristol City. Bentley own goal for Cardiff. Derby 1, Forest 1. Tom Lawrence and Brennan Johnson. Forest, 82nd minute equaliser. Does that save Chris Hughton's job? Barnsley 1, Birmingham 1, Styles and Jukiewicz. Fulham 1, Stoke 0. Fulham are going top. Harry Wilson. Sorry, do I mean Fulham are staying top? They're already top at the start of the day. Huddersfield 1, Reading 0. Could be a third straight win for Huddersfield. O'Brien, much transfer linked, is the goal scorer there. Hull 0, Bournemouth 0, Luton 0, Sheffield United 0. Borough 1, Blackburn 1, Gallagher for Blackburn, and then Howson for Borough. Millwall 0, Blackpool 0. Callum Connolly, red card for Blackpool in 14 minutes. So Millwall have already played 31 minutes with a man extra. They will be expecting to win that game, those Millwall fans. Preston 2, Swans 1. Swansea took the lead through Pirro, Vandenberg and Reese. Have given Preston the lead at half-time, and it's QPR 0, Coventry 0. I expected that one to be goal-laden and super exciting. Nothing so far. Later on tonight, Peterborough, West Brom. I'll try and catch a bit of that on the TV, although I suspect I'll be roped into watching a movie, but there you go. Mustn't grumble. Rotherham 2, Doncaster 0 in League 1 was the 1 p.m. It's Cambridge 1, Bolton 0, Charlton 2, Crewe 0, Ipswich 0, Wimbledon 0, MK 1, Stanley 0, Morecambe 0, Wednesday 0, Oxford 2, Lincoln 0, Plymouth 1, Fleetwood 1, Shrewsbury 0, Gillingham 1, Sunderland 2, Wickham 0. I think Sunderland are going top as things stand. Wickham 0, Pompey 0. Rather than me guessing, let's have a look at the live league tables, and I suppose the big winners in the Premier League are West Ham and Everton, who, as things stand, are going to be first and second. Of course, Chelsea and Liverpool play a little bit later on. No dearly departed sides currently, right now, this minute, stop the clocks, no dearly departed sides in the bottom three. Norwich 17, Leeds 14, Watford 12, Villa 10, Brentford 8. Stop the clocks, everyone. No dearly departed sides in the bottom three. Will it ever happen again this season? Who knows? Will it even happen by the end of today? Championship live league table. Fulham are going top on 13 points. As things stand, not only are they going top, they're going 3 points clear. Obviously, West Brom can reply later in the Sky TV game against the Posh. Down at the bottom, Forest have a point. Sheffield United could drop below them were they to lose to Luton. Blackpool may not end the day on 3 points there. They've got 10 men and another 45 to play at Millwall. And you can see Reading are behind. Could be a fourth defeat of the season for Reading if they lose at Huddersfield today. Hull are level. They've lost 3 on the trot. Some cluttered positioning down there at the bottom as ever there is. Let's have a look at your comments. We'll look at the League One live league table. Alan Hudson, was it him who scored the ghost goal? Clive Thomas cost Ipswich a place in the 75 Cup. Oh, yes. Yeah, Graham Blackburn. Good old GB. Not a fan. There we go. But we don't hold a grudge, do we? Nelson, need QPR to step it up in the second half. Didn't he disallow a Clive Allen goal as the ball hit the back of the net? But Clive Allen scored plenty anyway, didn't he? What else are we saying? Toby, got us an entertaining match. Problem is that Norwich make good attacks, but Leicester counter. so fast as the players walked off. Gibbs and Hamley were talking about that. Hayden, Bursick, the only reason why Stoke are not at least 3 down. Right. Thank you, everybody. It's half time. I'm just going to take 2 minutes. I'll try and get that parcel off the doorstep and see whether the dogs managed to recover from that. I will return in 2 minutes, and we're going to have a lot of fun with all of the second halves in today's 3 p.m s. The colour's going to change very briefly. Don't worry about that because I need to do that to play the video. We're going to be back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, guys. I mean, you can, but make sure you come back because the stream will be returning in a couple of minutes. If you haven't already and you're not going anywhere, hit subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications on the Benjamin Bloom channel. Like this stream. Keep your comments coming. And if you want, you can give it a share. And what better place to go and share than over on Twitter, where you can find me at Benjamin Bloom. Lots of stuff goes down that feed. And if you ever need to contact me, the DMs are open. Forgive me, it might take a couple of days to get through all of them. At Benjamin Bloom on Twitter. You can also support us over at our Teespring store, www.benjaminbloommerch.store. Don't forget the 2 M's in a row. Buy yourself a t-shirt, a mug, phone case, hoodies, all sorts of good stuff over there. Great way to represent our community over here. If you do get something, make sure you send me a picture over on Twitter, in fact, and I will get that retweeted. You can also support over on Patreon, www.patreon.com/BenjaminBloom. A direct way to support my work here monthly. Get yourself a little bit of extra content each month. And thank you to everybody on Patreon. We really could not have got through what has been happening in the world without you. Before we return, get those comments filled up. Questions, topics, etc. And enjoy the rest of the stream. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is the Saturday Superstream, where we react and discuss all of the happenings in the Saturday 3 p.m. Kickoffs. Maybe I need to rename it. I always called it Championship Watchalong, but we do look at Premier League and League One also. And we have people, fans of all kinds of teams. Let me know how your Saturday afternoon is going so far at half times. We'll bang through all the scores in a minute. Let me know any topics you want to pick up on. It's 3:59, so we will be expecting those second halves to be starting any time soon. Sorry, I've done the entire first half of this stream. There you go. That should make the picture a little bit better. I didn't have my little gimmick switched on to colour the picture nicer. Deary me. Can't see my nice bright pink Kiss jumper in all its glory now, can you? Let me know any topics you want to pick up on. Games should be kicking off in the next 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how delayed they were in the first place and how much stoppage time has been played. Let's get into some comments. Nathan is watching Coventry. Seem to be following the theme of doing very well on stats and shots, not taking the chances. Well, the theme, though, Nathan, has ended with Coventry winning very, very late in the day already a couple of times this season. So we'll see. QPR away is going to be a difficult one this season. That other choice. We're Sheffield United. We'll score when we want. You just chosen not to very much this season so far. Deary me, Sheffield United. What are they up to? Hey, Dale, praying for a game of two halves at Fulham. I can't see us turning it around. Draw would be nice to keep the unbeaten start going. Fulham away is going to be a bit of a nightmare for most people. Gibbler, 1-1. Come on, you bees. Brentford had the lead. Level at Villa. Let's be honest, Villa is probably going to be quite an aspirational thing for Brentford to look at, given how they stabilised in the first season and then built. Obviously, bit of a different type of club, Villa to Brentford, given the big history there. But you take my point, don't you? And great to see Ivan Toney scoring. And Liam adds, Brentford Villa could have been 3-3. Does sound like a good game. Jack, on the way to London Road now. Come on, you baggies. Nice one. You're probably not too far from me, Jack. Good luck to Jack and his baggies. Good luck to Peterborough as well. Of course, that is the Sky game tonight. Who would you rather take, Ben? Gray, Gale, or Wells? Well, Wells knows the club at QPR, doesn't he? Gale's very good. Gray's expensive. I don't think you want Gray, do you? Gale, possibly, if you can get him. Nice work. Sun, beer and football. Great weekend. I haven't started on it yet. I'll stick with my Pepsi Max cherry. Can we just do a quick... Well, of course we can. It's my channel. We can do what we want here, can't we? Let's do a quick live subscriber count. 19,116 subscribers we've got on the channel. Please, if you have not already, as it says down the bottom there, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We're live multiple times during the week. Even though I have a 2-week-old baby, my missus has been incredible and given me the opportunities to get up and still do these streams. So we will likely be back on Monday with the review stream. It's an international break, so we've got opportunities to do different types of shows next week. But in the main, on a normal week, we're live prior to every round of games in the Championship. We'll be doing watch-alongs. There's the Dearly Departed Premier League view videos, the live streams with Napper's Dearly Departed League One, all sorts of good stuff on the channel. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, get involved. Subscribers are the lifeblood of the channel, specifically when it comes to streams, because it's all about the chat and the interaction. I don't set the agenda. You guys do in the chat, and I appreciate the input and the comments more than you could imagine. Let's have a look at some more comments here. Connor, come on, the Swans, get back in the game. Well, says try and take all 3 points. They had the lead. They were heading for 3 points at one stage. Chris, Twitter fans from comments. Bereft of ideas. Savile, not the player who left us. We had an extra man, and they still attack with more players going forward. Overall, poor, the crowd booing. Every option, every opportunity. Yeah, not too positive from the Millwall fans, is it? Ross, total domination by Fulham that half. Should be 3 or 4-0. Did sound like a bit of a scary one from the Stoke fans we've heard from. Shaylee is 1 in a million, so absolutely. And very nice having her mother living just a couple of doors down as well. Ernel Hernandez to the Borough. Yeah, that looks like it's happening, doesn't it? Norwich fan, Alan, happy with our first half. Then I saw the goal Buendia scored. It made me a little sadder. Move on, Alan. Enjoy that you had him, but he has gone now. And Norwich are level. They've got a goal. They could be getting a point. So positive for you Norwich fans for sure. Sheffield United must lead the league in backwards passes. Can someone look that up? Someone will be able to find that. Backwards passes on Y-Scout or something, weren't they? Paddy, we're back with Birmingham and Brighton and Everton. Dan, Swans ain't winning this one. Hope Preston can get the 3 points. Palace have had a shot on target. Time to start believing. Small mercies, Prim. Small mercies. What it's like being an Ipswich fan, hey? Bogle on for Bulldog, says Blades Way. Huddersfield, Reading. So games starting to kick off again in the second half. Let's get the crawler along the bottom moving again in the Premier League. Oh, actually, let's read it in the order of the crawler. Championship, 3 p.m. Barnsley 1, Birmingham 1, Fulham 1, Stoke 0, Huddersfield 1, Reading 0, Hull 0, Bournemouth 0, Luton 0, Blades 0, Borough 1, Blackburn 1, Millwall 0, Blackpool 0, Blackpool down to 10 on 14, Connolly red card. Preston 2, Swansea 1, QPR 0, Coventry 0 in the Premier League. Villa 1, Brentford 1, Brighton 0, Everton 1, Newcastle 0, Saints 0, Norwich 1, Leicester 1, West Ham 1, Palace 0 in League 1. I'll just do the games that have got goals. Rotherham 2, Doncaster 0, Cambridge 1, Bolton 0, Charlton 2, Crewe 0, MK 1, Stanley 0, Oxford 2, Lincoln 0, Plymouth 1, Fleetwood 1, Sunderland 2, Wickham 0. And sorry, Gillingham fans, I missed that. Shrewsbury 0, Gillingham 1. Hopefully we're all present and correct. Sometimes we miss a goal off the bottom there. So if you do see one missed, you can let me know in a polite and civil manner in the comments if any have been missed. Down there. Oh, what are we saying here? Come on, Rangers, says Senny Dieng from the Rangers goal. There we go. John, last season it would be when Blaze get their first point. This year it's when will they score? Yeah. It's been a while, a losing while. And speaking of a while, it's taken Millwall a while to take the lead in this one. And their fans have been getting restless, but there'll be a big Mill going round the den at the moment because Millwall lead. Millwall 1, Blackpool 0. Millwall fans will say, okay, par for the course, been playing against 10. But they've come out in the second half and taken the lead. Millwall 1, Blackpool 0. And we said for either of those sides, win this game today and you're 5 points from 5 games. And everything's a little bit rosier going into international break. Lose it, 2 points from 5 games. That's not good. But Millwall have the lead. Or have they? They've been disallowed. Oh, dear. I haven't got confirmation it's been disallowed, but 3 people have told me it's been disallowed. So we'll assume that that goal has not gone in. And I will correct. I thought I'd given that quite a good setup as well there. So no goal for Millwall, contrary to the information I had. And it remains, as I understand, Blackpool still level with Millwall. We will await further news on that one and find out what's happened. There we go, Chris. Saville header from a corner. Disallowed. No goal. Shame. I had my narrative all set. Not a shame if you're a Blackpool fan, of course. They are presumably doing a fine job in holding out over there at Millwall, and they have done so with 10 men since minute number 14. Keep your comments coming in. We are still waiting for our first second half goal, aren't we? No goals just yet in any of our games in this second half. We thought Millwall had scored, but they hadn't. A couple of goals in Scotland. Lots of goals in Scotland, actually. None in the Premier League, Championship, or League One. So get your comments in. Get your topics. Get your topics in. We can have a bit of a powwow. Although as soon as we do that, a goal then occurs, doesn't it? And we get interrupted. Your scores thus far in the Championship. Earlier on, Cardiff 1, Bristol City 2. I read one of them, and then we do get a goal. We get a couple of goals. In fact, Huddersfield 2, Reading 0. Ipswich 1, Wimbledon 0. Huddersfield are heading for a third straight victory. Very, very impressive stuff. We'll get that on the live league table I didn't really acknowledge where they were at halftime. But we can say with a bit more certainty that they are favourites in their game against Reading because they've just gone 2-0 up. Ipswich 1, Wimbledon 0. Joe Pigott penalty, of course, against the team that he scored 26 goals, I think, for last season. Pearson, I'm assuming that's a set play if Matty Pearson has scored for Huddersfield. O'Brien in the first half, Pearson in the second. Huddersfield 2, Reading 0, Ipswich 1, Wimbledon 0. Pearson and Pigott. Let's have a look at the live league table in the Championship. Or are we? We're not. Because we've got another goal. Preston 3, Swansea 1. Looks like another win for Preston, doesn't it? Another team goes 2 goals to the good. And yeah, Preston and Huddersfield surprising us in recent times. Huddersfield are going to be 9 points from the last 3. Preston are going to be 6 points from the last 2. Let's go to the live league table where you will see Huddersfield are looking at going into 5th position. And Preston, a big bump up to 16th. Fulham 2, Stoke 0. Looks like Fulham are going to be out on their own. They have gone 2-0 up. And Ipswich 2, Wimbledon 0. A couple of quick goals for Ipswich. They're 2-0 up now against Wimbledon. And Fulham up at the top of the Championship going absolute great guns. Bobby Reid is the scorer of goal number 2, adding to Harry Wilson's goal. Wes Burns has scored for Ipswich. Pigott and Burns put Ipswich 2-0 up against Wimbledon. I think we're caught up if they're going to allow us. Another goal. Mini glut here. Newcastle 1, Southampton 0. Don't know whether that's good news or bad news for our dearly departed teams. We were expecting possibly both of those teams to be somewhere in the mix with the dearly departed guys down at the bottom of the table. Newcastle 1, Southampton 0. We're going to go to the comments. Ben Whiteman for Preston. Did we get that goal scorer? I don't know that we did we? No, thank you, whoever that was, Anna. White man came across the sea. He brought us pain and misery. But on the plains, he gave us hell. Name that tune. Ben Whiteman came. Dear, I've got to stop this. Right, and Callum Wilson is the goal scorer for Newcastle. It was either going to be Wilson or Saint Maximin, wasn't it? A Newcastle lead against Southampton. Let's have a look at your comments. Oof. What have we got? Horrible miss from us, says Peanuts. 0.9 XG. I've never seen a 0.9 XG shot. That's like literally on the goal line. Connor, we must be woeful to lose to this Preston team. 3-1 now. Connor, what's a cow's favourite town? Huddersfield. Unbelievable. Udders got promoted last time we thumped them. Well, not entirely sure that will happen this season, but there we go. Are you serious? Have Blackpool taken the lead? They have not, have they? The chat is telling me that Blackpool have taken the lead at Millwall. Blackpool have been down to 10 men since minute 14. This will be a huge shock and a bit of a dagger for Gary Rowett. We'll just wait for confirmation of that. But the chat is telling me that Millwall, who have had a man advantage since minute 14, are down 1-0 at home to Blackpool. 56th minute. Wow. story developing now at Millwall. Millwall 0, Blackpool 1. 2 points from the first 4. Natives restless. We are hearing Millwall 0, Blackpool 1. Lavery, we're getting a glut of goals here. Let's try and keep up. Lavery is the goal scorer there. Millwall 0, Blackpool 1. Sorry, I've got about 50 sheets of paper here. Everton have gone 2-0 up. Brighton 0, Everton 2. Everton are going to have 7 points from the first 3. They are looking very good. And they're going to be looking even better because West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 1 means they'd be joint top, wouldn't they? Lovely stuff for Everton. They go 2-0 up against Brighton, who'd started with 2 wins. West Ham 1, Everton 1. The 2 goal scorers there. Dom Calvert-Lewin for Everton and Conor Gallagher, who we liked in the Championship, didn't we? On loan from Chelsea. We saw him at Charlton. We saw him at Swansea as well. Calvert-Lewin for Everton and Gallagher for Palace. Ipswich 2, Wimbledon 1 now. Hennigan has scored for Wimbledon. Ipswich not 2 up for long. 3 goals in very quick succession over at Portman Road. Swindon 1, Mansfield 0. That one will be in League 2. Sack Paunovic, give Fabio Capello a bell. Good luck with that one, Don Fabio. I've seen restless natives at Cold Blow Lane. Yeah, don't argue with them. Really don't. Palace equaliser. Could be some points for Patrick Vieira today against high-flying West Ham. Palace equaliser. First coupon up and over here. Go on, David. You can do it. Went from having the best defence in League 1 1 year ago to the worst. I think he's talking about Reading there, who are shipping a lot of goals. Tyrese Simpson is on loan from Ipswich. He scored for Swindon. I think he's doing quite well for them as well. Remember the name, Tyrese Simpson, on loan at Swindon. Right, let's have a look at the live league table in the Championship. Fulham are now 2 goals to the good. And they're going on to 13 points. Stoke, it's going to be the first defeat of the season for them. It's 2-0 in that game if things stay the same, of course. It's open for either Coventry or QPR. If someone could take the lead in that game, that 2-point jump could put Coventry second, would also put QPR second. Second place up for grabs in the game between Coventry and QPR. If someone can get the lead over there. Look at Huddersfield. Going to be a 3rd straight win for them. Down at the bottom, Forest have a point now. They drew earlier today. Blades are level. Millwall are losing to 10-man Blackpool. Not good. Reading are 2 down against Huddersfield. Swansea 3-1 down as well. Looks like a few things sorted, particularly as it pertains to Swansea and Reading. They look done for today, but still keep your eye on Millwall and Sheffield United. Shrewsbury 1, Gillingham 1. Bloxham and oh dear, Sheffield United. Oh dear. Luton, oh no, disallowed. We'll stop. I will stop right there. Luton have had a goal disallowed. We thought they'd taken the lead there. Sorry, Shrewsbury 1, Gillingham 1. Bloxham with the goal there on 59 to equalise for the Shrews. And we thought Luton had gone a goal up there. Woof. Scary moment for Blades fans. I mean, look, they're used to losing after this past year, but not going well at all in the Championship, where they're expected to be the other end from where they are now. Just updating League 1 here. Shrewsbury 1, Gillingham 1 as we come up 4:20. About half an hour of the madness to go. There will be swings. There will be changes. But Some teams looking good for their victories. Let's look at the teams with 2-goal leads. No one in the Premier League has got a 2-goal lead. Oh, no, I stand corrected. Everton have a 2-goal lead at Brighton in the Premier League. In the Championship, 2 goals to the good. Fulham against Stoke and Huddersfield against Reading. Both of those games are 2-0. And Preston are 3-1 up against Swansea in League One. 2 to the good. Charlton 2, Crew 0. Oxford 2, Lincoln 0. Sunderland 2, Wickham 0. Up for grabs elsewhere, and Millwall have equalised. Restful natives, calm natives. I don't know. You tell me. Millwall 1, Blackpool 1. The natives were restless. Well, to be fair, I was going to say they were restless a minute ago when Blackpool scored. They weren't exactly calm before that, were they? But at 0-0 with 10 men. Guess who scored for Millwall? I bet you all can, can't you? Jed Wallace has done it again. That must be 3 for the season for Jed Wallace. Where would Gary Rowett be without Jed Wallace, who does such a great job for Millwall? Jed Wallace, what a surprise. Shock and horror about the... this is a compliment to Jed Wallace, by the way, who does such a good job for Millwall, doesn't he? Will Sheffield United join Wolves and Sunderland in back-to-back relegations? I'm not sure they will. But it's not going very well, is it? Waghorn yet to score in 5 games. Not sure whether to be worried or not. How many minutes has he played, Jake? I wouldn't be worried. I think he's a very good player, but you got to stick the ball in the net, haven't you? Godden and Walker on for Gyökeres and Waghorn. Says, Nathan, let me know as changes and tactical shifts are made. Sutton 1, Oldham 0. Who'd be an Oldham fan? Hey, Sutton 1, Oldham 0. Keep me updated on key substitutions and things as they are happening. We can actually keep up now, can't we, without it being 5 substitutes. Wow! Morecambe 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. How about that? Morecambe 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Was it Cole Stockton? Wednesday, that's the first goal they've conceded this season. And, of course, they went in today top of the league, undefeated. Morecambe 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Morecambe are better than certainly I thought they were, and certainly a lot of people thought they were. Big potential upset there. No disrespect to Morecambe, but it's Sheffield Wednesday in League One, for goodness sake. Morecambe 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. We will await the goal scorer. Could be you tell me. My Morecambe history is not great. Could be the biggest win of their history, couldn't it? If they beat Sheffield Wednesday. Dennis Adinaran, own goal. Morecambe could be beating the mighty Sheffield Wednesday here today. Morecambe 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. 63 gone. First goal of the season conceded by Wednesday. If Oldham go down, where will the coldest ground in football be? Stoke. It's always freezing at Stoke, isn't it? Dearie me. Luton hit the crossbar. Oof. Goodness me. Reading going to be playing Morecambe next season. Hey, there's nothing wrong with playing Morecambe. Ipswich had a lovely 2-2 draw against Morecambe. Hey, don't knock it. Oh, my goodness. Kinky Monkey was just talking about Reading. This is not good. Huddersfield 3, Reading 0. Huddersfield 3, Reading 0. What are Huddersfield doing? They're going great guns, aren't they? Reading, that's going to be a 4th defeat in 5 for Reading. A 3rd win in a row for Huddersfield. Very, very opposite trajectories at the moment for Reading and Huddersfield. We might get the numbers up for that one. I'm interested to see how that one's panning out and whether Sorba Thomas has got any more assists today. Let's just bring that one up. Of course he has. He's got 2 more assists. Sorba Thomas. What a season he's having. Goodness me. Double assist for Thomas. They haven't actually put the 3rd goal out there. He might have 3. Who knows? No, he scored it. Wow. Sorba Thomas, everybody. Player of the week. Surely. 2 assists and a goal. We already flagged him up. You can have a look on my Twitter because I tweeted this morning flagging up Sorba Thomas. The most key passes for anybody per 90 in the division, the Huddersfield wing-back. Yeah, he's going to really start catching people's eye now, Sorba Thomas. Where did they pick him up from? Because that was a really clever pickup from a non-league team or something as well. He started the season on absolute fire. Sorba Thomas, take about what's going on. Huddersfield 4, Reading 0. I'm going to guess that Sorba Thomas has just scored a bicycle kick or something from outside the box. Speaking of someone else who's having a brilliant season, West Ham 2, Palace 1. Michael Antonio, who was the star of Sky Sports the other night, wasn't he, with his man of the match display. West Ham 2, Palace 1. West Ham are going to be going back to the top of the Premier League after Palace had pegged them back. Boreham Wood, he looked ordinary when we played them in the FA Cup. Wow. Unbelievable. Sorba Thomas, everybody. Sensational. Paunovic out. How many goals have Reading conceded now? 2 more straight losses, and it could be Pauno out. Hello. QPR 1, Coventry 0. And if my math is good, QPR are going second until West Brom play, potentially. QPR have the lead. Lyndon Dykes has scored. Rangers 1, Coventry 0. QPR are undefeated. I think it's going to be 3 wins, 2 draws, if that stays the same. QPR 1, Coventry 0. I think Palace equalised as well, didn't they? Straight after West Ham scored. So QPR lead through Lyndon Dykes. And let's just do this West Ham Palace first, and then we'll go to the live league table in the Championship. I believe, yes, Conor Gallagher has scored again. Brilliant stuff for Gallagher, like Chelsea needed any other good players to be palming out. 2 goals for Conor Gallagher today, and it's West Ham 2, Palace 2. Gallagher is on a hat-trick. Shrewsbury 2, Gillingham 1. Listen out, Birmingham fans, because Sam Cosgrove has scored a goal. Shrewsbury 2, Gillingham 1. I know, a very mysterious signing. For we think a couple of £1 million Cosgrove into Birmingham. He's gone out on loan. On loan? I think it must be on loan to Shrewsbury. Not going to swallow that much of a loss. He's finally got a goal after coming down from Scotland. Right. Who was the Huddersfield goal scorer for number 4 in that one? Danny Ward from a Josh Karoma assist as well. Reading a 4-0 down at Huddersfield. I think we're going to get plenty of votes for performance of the week, maybe going in Huddersfield's direction this week. Let's have a look at the live league table in the Championship. And you'll enjoy this if you're a QPR fan, because that goal, as we suggested, whoever scored first in QPR Coventry was going to go second, weren't they? The goal's gone to QPR. Lyndon Dykes has scored. Remember, Coventry have been the masters of away late goals. Not away goals, late goals this season. So we mustn't assume that's a certain 3 points for QPR. As things stand, though, they will be going second in the table. And have a look at Reading now with the goal difference. God, look at Reading's defence. Reading have conceded 13 goals in 5 games. Atrocious defensively. Speaking of 13 goals, I believe Fulham have just scored their 13th of the season. No such problems at Craven Cottage. Fulham are 3-0 up against Stoke City. Oh, go on, guess. Guess who scored for Fulham, you lot? It's even more predictable than Jed Wallace scoring for Millwall, isn't it? Fulham 3, Stoke 0. And goal number 4 of the season, I think it's 4 for Alexandra Mitrovic. And I think it's 4 in the last 4 games as well for Mitro, who is going great guns. Fulham, look, we said in a couple of preview things I did this week and on the Championship 365 show, this is going to be boring if Fulham thrash Stoke because we might get a runaway leader. Looks like that so far. I'm not going to say anything after 5 games, but Fulham are just, they're bombarding the Championship, and he's done it. James Henry has got the hat-trick for Oxford. We said, could he do it from midfield? Yes, he can. It's a penalty for the 3rd one. Congratulations. A Superstream hat-trick for James Henry for Oxford, who now lead 3-0 against Lincoln City. Well done, James Henry. Hat-trick for Oxford. Oxford 3, Lincoln 0. Let's go to some comments and see what you guys are saying. Very impressive for Huddersfield. Absolutely. Especially Mr. Sorba Thomas. Incredible. Hope I can swear and not get blocked. We went from scoring 3 against Man U to not scoring against Luton, effing Luton. Proper frauds. Well put. There you go. You don't get blocked for that. No, absolutely not. I feel your pain. Who said that? Mr. LJ. Harvey Elliott starts for Liverpool against Chelsea. Brilliant. Made in the Championship, as ever, although Fulham fans will say he was made in Fulham. Tom, genuinely think might go under. Ben, our owners have walked from 2 clubs, which subsequently went extinct in the past. Oh, dear. We're in absolute shambles, spending £2 for every pound of revenue. Oh, dear. Come on, Reading. Sort it out. Sort it out. Not good for Reading at the moment. Reading's defence, worse than us. I like that, worse. Mike, we're playing atrocious. Stoke 3-0 down over at Fulham. Well, again, I'll repeat it. It's not going to be any consolation for Stoke fans, but Fulham away is going to be a nightmare this season, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare, like Norwich away and Watford away was last season. Right, any of you pronunciation pedants are going to have my guts for garters on this one, because Southampton have scored. Mohamed Elyounoussi. You happy with that? Elyounoussi? How you like my smile? I won't rap, don't worry. Newcastle 1, Southampton 1. The key point here is that Saints have equalised against Newcastle. And if I put my dearly departed hat on, that's quite a good result for our dearly departed boys, Norwich, Watford, Brentford, less so Villa and Leeds. We expect them to be a bit higher. But I think the less 3-pointers Newcastle get, the more chance our dearly departed teams have of staying up. That's the bar I'm setting, and I'm sticking to it anyway. QPR 2, Coventry 0. QPR are going second, aren't they, guys? 2-0 up on 76 minutes. Rangers. They're definitely not dark horses, because everybody's been saying they're dark horses for about a month now, haven't they? They're good, and we know they're good. QPR 2, Coventry 0. QPR are going second. Well done, Mark Warburton and Rangers. A very, very decent first 5 games. Just call him Mo. I like that, Chris. Sargent on for Pookie for Norwich. Can Norwich get the win against Leicester today? Go on, Mitro. Yeah, he is the cheat code of the Championship, old Mitro. He loves it, doesn't he? He absolutely loves it. Let's have a look at the live league table. Thanks, Annie. Johan Barbe, I'll trust you. Go on. I'll commit to writing it down. You're right. Johan Barbe, 76 minutes, is the goal scorer. And there, QPR looking fairly safe in second place. Of course, as things stand, a draw for West Brom, and they would go back above QPR. But hey, if QPR could score another goal, then that would force West Brom into needing to win tonight to regain second position. Let's go to your comments, all kicking off at Barnsley. Anike's been on for 1 minute and caused 2 fights. Prolific. Preston dominating second half. Swansea have had no shots on goal. Preston 3-1 up in that one. Steve doesn't help when Kevin Gage on SUTV telling us it's not time to panic. When do you panic, though? Let's see what happens in the last 10 minutes. And Steve and the Blades fans, I don't want to pour fuel on the fire, but would anybody be surprised to see a Luton goal between now and 5 o'clock? Oh, that's all I'm saying. It wouldn't be a surprise. It would be a pleasant surprise, I think, if you saw a Sheffield United goal, but they're just not creating them, are they? Wigan 1, Pompey 0. Just keep your eye on Wigan. Wigan have had some really, really hard games, haven't they? Oh, Norwich, what are you doing, for goodness sakes? Norwich 1, Leicester 2. Leicester have the lead again. It looked like our dearly departed Norwich were going to be getting a point, at least today. They're not getting any now, as things stand. It's 2-1 to Leicester. All Brighton. Norwich 1, Leicester 2. And yeah, let me just repeat my point against Wigan. Wigan have had a really difficult start and got lots of points and had some really, really good results. Callum Lang is the goal scorer there. Wigan 1, Pompey 0. Remember, Pompey are another good side that Wigan have had to play so far this season. Impressive stuff from Liam Richardson, who I wish was Paul Hurst's assistant, but he's not. And yeah, there's confirmation there. Norwich 1, Leicester 2. All Brighton. I didn't get a time on that goal. Anyone got the time on that? 78, was it? Hayden Carter red carded for Blackburn. The big caveat there, though, is that Blackburn are playing Borough, and Borough have been here before, level with a side that's gone down to 10 men, and they lost to QPR. So I'm not going to make any assumptions on how that will affect the game, especially after what we've seen at Millwall today, where we thought a red card for Blackpool might expedite a win for Millwall, but it's still 1-1 there. There's your live League One table. And yeah, just keep an eye on Wigan. Let me tell you who they've played so far. They have played Sunderland, Rotherham, Wickham, Charlton, and today they played Pompey. They've had an absolute horrible start, Wigan, and they're going to have 10 points from 5 if things stay the same. They're definitely catching my eye. Let me know if they're catching yours, Wigan, in League One. Right. What are we saying here? What do you think the reason behind QPR current success? Stability and 4 or 5 windows of good recruitment and a solid pattern of play, for sure. Fleck and Norwood playing 90 again. Luton winner seems a matter of time. We don't want to call that one on and pile in on the poor Blades fans, but you wouldn't be surprised, would you? You would not be surprised. So just to reiterate there, Blackburn are down to 10. Fullback Carter, he's playing right back, wasn't he? Has been red carded. That game is currently Borough 1, Blackburn 1. And it's all going Norwich. They have equalised. Norwich 2, Leicester 2. Norwich just went behind on 76 and they have equalised. So they may be getting some points today. I don't want to speak too soon. Norwich 2, Leicester 2. We're waiting for a goal scorer. I don't know whether the goal's being checked. Middlesbrough are also down to 10 men. Sammy Morsey, who is perhaps known for his showsery. I think Kenny McLean has scored for Norwich. Are they checking the goal? We'll find out whether it stands or not. Have they ruled it off? Okay. Norwich may not be getting any points today. Looks like VAR's ruled that off. If anyone's watching on BT, where they've got Peter Walton, no offence to Tim Sherwood, who was a great player, I'd rather hear Peter Walton explaining why that one may or may not have been chalked off. Norwich 1, Leicester 2. No goal for Kenny McLean there. And we'll find out what the VAR has done. Offside, says Leeds 2021. Sunderland 3, Wycombe 0. First defeat of the season for Wycombe. And it's a big one. Sunderland are 3 up now. Lee Johnson and Sunderland at Wycombe. Couldn't have said it better, Annie. Wycombe are getting a pasting. It's rare for Ainsworth and Wycombe. They don't normally, particularly at League One level, and very much the back end of the season in the Championship, didn't really take many pastings at all. They did at the start of the season. Ross Stewart, again. Another one for Ross Stewart there. Any more for any more? I'll tell you what I was going to do. Let me just check those League One top scorers. I don't think they've been updated for today, but I think Stewart must have 4 now, mustn't he? Let's have a look. Ross Stewart. 2 today, 1 against MK. And 1 against Wigan. Yeah, so 4th of the season for Ross Stewart. So Sunderland potentially had the top scorer in the league in Charlie Wyke last season. I know Cole Stockton is going great guns, but they might have replaced Wyke with somebody who was already there, frankly. Am I going to do a deadline day stream? You know, I might. You guys let me know. Shall we play silly beggars here? What's more likely? A goal for AFC Wimbledon or a goal for Luton? Let me know. Or are they both going to happen? Or are we tempting fate here? If you do want a deadline day stream, do let me know when you want it. Sometimes all the business is done by the time you get to 10, 11 p.m. Matt O'Reilly has got a second for MK. MK2, Accrington 0. Matt O'Reilly has scored for MK. Are they in the top 6 now? We'll bring the live league table up for League One. I think they might be, mightn't they? Just bring up the live league table for League One as we go into presumably 85, 90 minutes at a lot of places. Now, here is, well, no, there's a look at Ross Stewart. Reveals what I've just done. No, not quite there, MK, yet. 8 points. They're going to be 2 points off it, but I know they'd had a good run. 7 points from the last 3. Looks like they are winning today, MK Dons. They are 2-0 up against Accrington Stanley, who never give you a day off in League One. Do they? Kicking off in the BT studio, Richard. What's going on? What is going on? We will find out. So, look, I reckon we're averaging out about 85 minutes at most grounds now. Let's do a quick check on everything. Championship, 3 p.m s. Barnsley 1, Birmingham 1. Sounds like they're having fun there. It's getting a bit needly. Fulham are thrashing Stokes, 3-0 to Fulham. Huddersfield 4, Reading 0. Huddersfield going to get a third straight win. Reading defensively not good and going to be a fourth defeat in 5. I've seen the Lincoln goal. Don't worry, I'll talk about it in a sec. Hull 0, Bournemouth 0, Luton 0, Blades 0. Keep your eye on that one. Borough 1, Blackburn 1. Both sides down to 10 in that one. May well be another goal in that, I think. Don't know why, just have a feeling. Millwall 1, Blackpool 1. Blackpool have been down to 10 since minute 14 in that one. QPR 2, Coventry 0. QPR are going second. Remember, West Brom play later. Preston 3, Swansea 1. Could be back-to-back wins for Preston. Anthony Scully, who is having a good, productive season for Lincoln. I mean, he did last season. Has scored. It's probably not going to make any difference today, though, because it's Oxford 3, Lincoln 1. Scully penalty 87. We'll go through League One properly in just a sec. We'll do the Premier League first, where earlier on it was Man City 5, Arsenal 0. It's Villa 1, Brentford 1, dearly departed Derby. Brighton 0, Everton 2. Everton are going to 7 points there. Newcastle 1, Saints 1. Norwich 1, Leicester 2. Norwich had a goal ruled out for VAR, probably 80, 81 sort of minutes, and thought they'd equalised. No such luck. West Ham 2, Palace 1. West Ham are going top. In League One, earlier on, Rotherham 2, Doncaster 0. Cambridge 1, Bolton 0. Charlton 2, Crewe 0. Ipswich 2, Wimbledon 1. Morecambe 1, Wednesday 0. Still, is it? I think it is. Oxford 3, Lincoln 1. James Henry take a bow. Hat-trick. Plymouth 1, Fleetwood 1. Shrewsbury 2, Gillingham 1. I think they were behind in that one, Gillingham, weren't they? Sunderland 3, Wickham 0. Ross Stewart 2 in that. I make him top scorer in the league, if anyone wants to check that one for me. Wigan 1, Pompey 0. Wigan's difficult start, still plundering lots and lots of points. Barnsley had 8 booked in a previous home game. They love a bit of it this season, don't they, Barnsley? Tremendous stuff. Come on, Sheffield Wednesday says Farze. Is that pronunciation? I don't know. Get at least a point. 20 fouls for Preston this game. Takes me back to the old days with Ben Pearson playing. Darnell Fisher as well. Hello. 90th minute, Millwall 2, Blackpool 1. That's quite heartbreaking for Blackpool, hasn't it? Oof. Millwall 2, Blackpool 1. Matt O'Reilly's gone on to 4, has he? Thank you, Jamie. The name that's come up is Jake Cooper. So I am assuming that is a set play. And Jake Cooper has broken Blackpool hearts. Blackpool, 10 men since minute 14. They took the lead then in the second half. And it looks like they are going to lose this one 2-1 to a Jake Cooper goal. Very, very late in the day. Heartbreaking one for Blackpool, who are going to lose here 2-1, we think, unless they can get an equaliser, to a Jake Cooper goal at Millwall. There's one. Mill. Yep, that'll be ringing out beautifully, won't it? Oh, have Newcastle scored? Oh, dearly departed. Don't like that. Don't like that. Newcastle. No offence to Newcastle, but this happened last season with our dearly departed teams, and a few teams kind of got ahead and stayed ahead. Blackpool, like us last season. I agree with that, Iain. The late goals are a sign, aren't they? A lot of people conflate late goals and luck. It's not often the way, is it, with late goals? Some of them are lucky, but anyway, who scored for Newcastle? Go figure. Flip of a coin. Wilson, St. Maximan. Well, Wilson scored earlier, so this one is St. Maximan. Newcastle 2, Southampton 1. St. Maximan is the goal scorer in the 91st minute. I think Newcastle lost both their games so far, so it'll be a first win and the first 3-pointer for Steve Bruce. Although, remember last season when Newcastle had both St. Maximan and Wilson injured. They couldn't score, could they, without them? Understandable. Everyone has star players. Just don't rely 100% on them for sure. Sunderland 3, Wycombe 1. Wycombe have got a goal back. Sunderland 3, Wycombe 1. We will await and see who the goal scorer is for Wycombe. Probably just a consolation goal there. Sunderland 3, Wycombe 1. Let me know. Full times coming in. Barnsley 1, Birmingham 1 is a championship full time. Let me know when the game you're watching goes full time. Plymouth 1, Fleetwood 1. Anyone got the Wycombe goal scorer for me? There we go. David Wheeler has scored a consolation for Wycombe. Sunderland 3, Wycombe 1. David Wheeler is the goal scorer on 92. Let me know as your full times come in. Whichever game you're watching is probably very, very close to finishing. Look, there's always one that's about 10 minutes behind everybody else, isn't there? But full times coming in now. We've had Barnsley and Birmingham. They've blown for that one. Plymouth and Fleetwood as well. A penalty for Fulham. Eek. Who's taking that one? Mitrovic? Take your pick from that Fulham attacking lineup. I don't know who's been subbed on or off. So it could be that Fulham are about to go 4-0 up. Let me know as full times come through. Hull 0, Bournemouth 0. You would take that if you're a Hull fan, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? We got any Hull fans in? Hull 0, Bournemouth 0. West Ham 2, Palace 2. West Ham, big chance to go on to 9 points. They've got 7. First world problems for West Ham at the top of the league. So Hull, Bournemouth is done. Barnsley, Birmingham is done. Sunderland 3, Wycombe 1 is a full time as well, as is Brighton 0, Everton 2. Everton have got 7 points as well. Let's have a look. Oh, they haven't, have they? Deary me. I wouldn't be surprised, put it that way. Yep. Ipswich 2, Wimbledon 2. Don't say I didn't tell you so. 95th minute equaliser for AFC Wimbledon. Ipswich just cannot win a game and have conceded 2 goals in all of their games. Horrendous. Jack Rudoni has scored for AFC Wimbledon. We said it'd happen in one of the games, wouldn't we? Either Luton would score or Wimbledon would score. What are you going to do? Ipswich 2, Wimbledon 2 down in League 1. Let me know your full times as they come in. QPR 2, Coventry 0. QPR going second. Oxford 3, Lincoln 1. James Henry hat-trick. A huge win for Huddersfield. 3rd win in a row for Huddersfield. 4-0 over Reading. Reading going to be down in the bottom 3 in the Championship with a horrible defensive record. MK 2, Accrington 0 is a full-time. Preston 3, Swansea 1. Preston, back-to-back wins for them. Preston 3, Swansea 1. Let me know when your result comes through. Millwall 2, Blackpool 1. Wow. Oh, Newcastle 2, Southampton 2. It does end in a draw after all. Wow, that'll suit our dearly departed teams down the bottom there. Newcastle 2, Southampton 2 up in the Premier League. James Ward-Prowse, 96th minute, even later than the Wimbledon goal. Newcastle 2, Southampton 2. Are we going to get any more late goals? 96 for Southampton. 95 for Wimbledon. Any more? Wigan 1, Pompey 0 is a full time. They've gone to Tim Sherwood at Norwich. They've played 94 minutes. There, Norwich 1, Leicester 2. I think we're still live in a few championship games as well. Middlesbrough 1, Blackburn 1, full time. Both sides ending with 10. Luton 0, Sheffield United 0. Blades have another point. They haven't scored though, so still dreadful in attack, but is what it is. Villa 1, Brentford 1. A dearly departed draw there in the Premier League, as most of the full times are in now. Newcastle 2, Southampton 2. We'll be able to go to the live league tables very, very soon, and they will no longer be live league tables. Everything will be done. Steve Bruce doesn't look happy. A 96-minute equaliser. Their performance of the day of the season. Take about Morecambe. Has it happened? Is that full time? Morecambe were leading against Sheffield Wednesday, which in terms of club size is a complete mismatch. But Morecambe have already drawn at my team, Ipswich, this season, who appear to be the easiest team to score against, maybe apart from Reading, in English football. But Norwich 1, Leicester 2 is a full time. Norwich 1, Leicester 2. The bad start continues for Norwich, although much closer today than in the first two games. They've had some horrible fixtures, haven't they? Another good point for Brentford. Villa started very, very well. Alistair, perfect display from us. 10 out of 10. Rodwell Grant, debut. Yeah, tell me more about him as we know. Right. I think we've got 90% full times. There will be a late goal somewhere, but let's go all in on the full times now. Let's have a look at the Premier League first, where I think we have got all of them, haven't we? In the Premier League, Man City 5, Arsenal 0, Villa 1, Brentford 1, Brighton 0, Everton 2, Newcastle 2, Saints 2, Norwich 1, Leicester 2, West Ham 2, Palace 2. 3 draws in there. Liverpool and Chelsea are going to play in about 30 minutes at Anfield on Sky. Enjoy that one if you're going to give that one a watch. In the Championship, Cardiff 1, Bristol City 2, Derby 1, Forest 1, Barnsley 1, Birmingham 1, Fulham 3, Stoke 0. I think Fulham did miss a penalty at the end of that game as well. Could have been even bigger. Hammering like Huddersfield 4, Reading 0. Well done, Huddersfield. 3 straight wins. Hull 0, Bournemouth 0, Luton 0, Sheffield United 0. Still no win for Year 1 parachute team. Sheffield United. Borough 1, Blackburn 1. Both sides end with 10. Millwall 2, Blackpool 1. Millwall scraping through that one despite having 10 men against 11 for 75 minutes or more of that game. QPR 2, Cov 0. Oof. QPR goes second, but of course, West Brom can see to that at 8 p.m. Let's do League One, and then we will go to our live league table. Rotherham 2, Doncaster 0 earlier today. Cambridge 1, Bolton 0. Charlton 2, Crewe 0. Ipswich 2, Wimbledon 2. MK 2, Stanley 0. Morecambe 1, Wednesday 0. Oxford 3, Lincoln 1. Plymouth 1, Fleetwood 1. Shrewsbury 2, Gillingham 1. That looks like it's still going. So says SofaScore. Sunderland 3, Wickham 1. Wigan 1, Pompey 0. Let's have a look at the league tables and how everything's standing. Now, last couple of weeks when we've done this, the SofaScore table has been completely wrong. So hopefully everything's added up correctly. It looks like it does. West Ham and Everton lead the way on 7 points. Liverpool or Chelsea could hit 9 by the end of today if one of them gets a win. But look, neither of them conceded a goal. Down at the bottom, still 4 teams on 0 points, including Arsenal. The mighty Arsenal, bottom of the Premier League. But we've still got Burnley and Wolves to play. We'll go to Championship table in just a sec. $4.99 Super Chat from Stefan. Thank you very much. Who was that team impersonating Huddersfield? Sorba Thomas. Is there still time for him to go before the window closes? What a season he is having, Thomas, at Huddersfield. Sensational stuff by him. Thank you for the Super Chat. Let's go to the live Championship table, or the updated Championship table, which looks very lovely if you're a Fulham fan, because you're already 2 points clear after 5 games. Of course, West Brom could tie that up at 8 p.m. QPR, unbeaten. They're over 2 points per game. They're in second. West Brom, but take a bow, Huddersfield. Wow. 10 points for Huddersfield, 3 straight wins. Perhaps the fixtures have been okay for Huddersfield, but hey, still, take a bow, Huddersfield. Brilliant. Stoke in 5th after taking a bit of a battering at Fulham. Bournemouth couldn't score at Hull. Coventry dropped down. Birmingham after a draw. Cardiff after a defeat. Blackburn after a draw. Bristol City, it's been a very good day for Bristol City because, look, everybody, 5 places either side of Bristol City, did not win. So not only did Bristol City get the win, results kind of helpful for them as well. From the bottom up now, Forest have a point. Sheffield United only have 2. Blackpool, heartbreaking defeat there. Reading is a bit of a flag waving with 13 conceded. 4 defeats in 5, 3 in a row. 4-0. Reading lost today. Peterborough could hop up a fair few places. They have got the easy task of beating West Brom to do that. And West Brom, we know, look very good. Dare I look at this League One table? Jesus. I didn't want to do that. I'm going to. Sunderland up the top, 4 wins out of 5, 12 points. They beat Wickham today. Well done, Morecambe, who beat Sheffield Wednesday, was still second. Oxford up to 3rd. Wigan, such an impressive start from Wigan considering their fixtures. Pompey and Wickham lost. Burton drew. Rotherham sliding on up there to 9 points. Down at the bottom, Doncaster 1 point from 5, Crewe the same. Shrewsbury won today, which means they tie up with Ipswich Town, who have conceded 2 goals in every League One match this season. They cannot defend to save their lives. Ipswich have the worst defensive record in League One. I'll stop. Look at that 21st, 20th and 19th. Ipswich, Lincoln, Charlton. Not good. Where are Morecambe anyway? Congratulations, Morecambe, who are 14th, who beat Sheffield Wednesday today. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. If you want to shout out, ask now, and we'll put it up in the adverts. Enjoy if you are going to be watching Liverpool and Chelsea. Tweet me about it. I'll have my phone in my hand. We always do, don't we? If you're going to watch that at 5:30, I won't be doing a watch along for Peterborough versus West Brom. Tomorrow in the Premier League, Burnley, Leeds, Tottenham and Watford. And then we can get the Dearly Departed video done after that. Obviously, we go into international break. So we will still have the review show at 1 p.m. on Monday. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do for the next week or so during the international break. As we go, get your ideas, tweet them to me at Benjamin Bloom. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Well done to our league leaders, West Ham and Everton, tied up on 7 points at the top of the Premier League. In the Championship, well done, Fulham. West Brom could be on your tails, and well done, Sunderland in League One. They are our league leaders. Thank you, everybody, for watching the Saturday Super Stream. I'll read your shout-outs as the adverts play, and we will see you very, very soon. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.